This is Christian Gomez with the New American Magazine, and on the show today we have Andy Griffith, the president and founder of Pro-Life Man. Welcome back to the show. We're glad to have you on again.
Thanks so much for having me, Christian.
So last month, Andy, was the massive Right to Life march that was held in Washington, D.C. President Trump spoke. The first time a sitting U.S. president has spoken to the group. And there was, of course, a large convergence of various different pro-life organizations and so forth, and pro-personhood groups. And your organization was there, correct?
Yeah, that's right. And this was our first year. We actually had a table at the March for Life Expo as well. So that was a great time. Really exciting for us.
So what sort of connections and outreach were you and your organization able to achieve while you were there in D.C.?
Yeah, we were able to connect with a lot of great organizations. We even were invited to a conference that was just all pro-life organization leaders, and we weren't supposed to be let in, but someone in there, really wanted us to be a part of it, and we got to get on stage at that conference and introduce ourselves. But we connected with CareNet, spent a lot of time talking with them, and they actually have a new strive for men to like minister to men as well. And so they brought on a brand new full-time director called the Fatherhood Director for CareNet. So connected with him and his colleague. And we also connected with a lot of people that are currently doing counseling successfully, especially in the post-abortive arena. And, we're making those connections so that way once we get our post-abortive men counseling up and running, we're really going to learn from all of these people. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel or anything like that. And so, yeah, we made a lot of really great connections. It was a wonderful time for us, and even just the public, connecting with the general public with our table. I don't know if you can see the sign behind me, but we brought these black foam boards with "No Longer Silent" on the top. We just asked men to sign the "No Longer Silent" pledge, that they pledge to not be silent on this topic of abortion. And I've got 4 of these boards just absolutely covered in men's signatures. The coolest part about it, that blessed us the most, is actually the women. Women would be walking down the aisle, looking at all the different pro-life booths, and suddenly they'd catch their eye on our booth and they'd go, "This is amazing. This is so great. Oh my gosh, this is so needed," and they just come up and give us so much encouragement, words of affirmation. They are definitely our biggest supporters, and they kept saying stuff like, "Yes, finally, an organization to really just go after the men." I mean, plenty of pro-life organizations have gone after the men and have pursued men, and this is nothing against any of them. But, women were just so excited to see us going after men.
That's awesome. Now, one of the criticisms that is usually drawn to the pro-life side by the pro-abortive side, of course, is that they'll say you are pro-birth and you care nothing about the child after that child is out of the womb. I believe you have a new video to that effect. Can you tell us a little bit about it, and then we could play it here?
Yeah, absolutely. So just now released this video. No one's seen this before, but this is part of our video series that we're calling Operation Clipper, where we're going to do a whole series of videos about 4 to 5 minutes in length, so not too long. And each video, we're going to tackle one topic, one pro-abortion or pro-abortion lobby myth or lie that they tend to repeat over and over again. And we see that a lot of people tend to believe these lies and these myths. And so this particular one, we tackle the pro-birth lie, that you're not pro-life, you're just pro-birth. You could care less about the baby after it's born. So with these videos, we take facts and logic and data, and we go through that claim and we debunk it, and then we show the actual facts and data of why we are debunking that and why it's not true that we only care about the baby in the womb and we don't care about it after the womb. But actually, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of pro-lifers are serving every day in different capacities to support pregnant women and their children after they're born.
Hey, let's take a look at that video right now.
You're not pro-life. You're just pro-birth. That's what many so-called pro-choicers say as a moral counter-argument to the pro-life stance. This talking point seems to have come from a 2004 interview Sister Joan Chittister did with Bill Moyers, where she says, "I do not believe that just because you're opposed to abortion, that makes you pro-life. In fact, I think in many cases, your morality is deeply lacking if all you want is a child born but not a child fed, not a child educated, and not a child housed. And why would I think that you don't? Because you don't want any tax money to go there. That's not pro-life, that's pro-birth." To illustrate this point, In 2013, political cartoonist Nick Anderson drew a comic that depicts pro-lifers gazing in awe at a pregnant woman's belly, saying, "We'll do whatever we can to protect your life." The next frame shows the same woman, now with a newborn, and this time the pro-lifers are screaming, "Now you're on your own, and get a job, moocher."
So is there any merit to the claim that pro-lifers don't care about children? Before I get to that, I have a question. Why should an unborn child's value and right to life depend on how many social programs are available after they're born? Think about what's being implied here, that needy children are better off dead, that the kindest thing we can do is kill them, and if someone's unable to provide for every single unplanned child, that they have no right to speak out against abortion. It's kind of like saying you can't oppose killing homeless people unless you turn your home into a shelter or pay for their housing. And it misses the single most crucial point of this debate. Abortion doesn't prevent a baby, it kills one, which is why it's clear who is most deeply involved in the lives of unplanned children and their mothers, those who first and foremost think that they deserve to live.
But is there any merit to this pro-abortion argument? Are pro-lifers doing anything to support struggling mothers and their children? Let's take a look. To start, there are over 3,000 privately funded crisis pregnancy centers in the U.S. that provide free pregnancy tests, ultrasounds, and adoption referrals. Most of these pregnancy centers also provide diapers, formula, baby food, and baby clothes, all provided by pro-life Americans at no cost. And there are many pregnancy centers doing even more, like in Ohio at the Pregnancy Center of Greater Toledo. In addition to providing pregnancy tests and ultrasounds at no charge, the pregnant mother can see a nurse that will assess her for risk factors and provide education around health during pregnancy. If the nurse determines that the mother has high risk factors, she will sign her up with a Healthy Connections caseworker to monitor her during the pregnancy. The center also provides free childcare to help mothers finish high school or attend college. Or like in Arizona at Living Hope Centers. Not only do they have 4 pregnancy resource centers that provide free ultrasounds and pregnancy tests, but they also have a maternity home where women can live rent-free for up to 3 years. They provide the mothers with a job, and they facilitate classes where the moms learn essential life skills like budgeting, meal prep, parenting, and job skills. They also have the Earn While You Learn program, where after taking a class, the women earn boutique bucks to spend at the organization's thrift store. Before a mother and child leave the maternity home, the organization helps the mom secure employment, housing, and even a funded savings account.
How many Planned Parenthoods offer formula, cribs, baby clothes, diapers, and maternity clothing, period, let alone free of charge? How many Planned Parenthoods offer housing or job and life skill classes? Again, all at no cost.
On May 15, 2019, Times of Israel journalist Sarah Tuttle Singer tweeted, "Pro-life friends, what have you personally done to support lower-income single mothers? I'll wait." She received over 13,000 replies.
Maybe it's true that pro-life Americans don't want to rely on inefficient and wasteful government to help women and their children. But that doesn't mean that they don't care about them. In fact, quite the opposite is true. So yes, we are pro-life, and it shows. I'm Andy Griffith, founder and president of Pro-Life Man.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to support us, please go to prolifeman.org.
Okay, so where can we watch this video once it's officially released and others in the series that you mentioned?
Yeah, so we'll have a YouTube channel up and running for Pro-Life Man, and the best way to get to that YouTube channel is to go to our website, prolifeman.org, and you'll see the little YouTube logo, and you can click on that, and that'll take you to our YouTube channel. We unfortunately don't have the privilege yet of naming our own URL for our YouTube channel. So go to our website and find the YouTube logo, and you can go there.
Okay, absolutely. Well, be sure to check that out for those of you that are watching. And with regards to activities that your organization is currently involved with, I believe you have an event coming up sometime soon, actually. Can you tell us a little bit about that event you have planned?
Yeah, actually coming up in the middle of May, we're doing a fundraiser, and it's a wild game dinner and also a live auction. And we're going to raffle some items off as well. And we're also very excited that our keynote speaker is going to be Mr. Bob Duco. For those of you that don't know about Bob Duco, he's a nationally syndicated radio host. He is based out of Detroit, Michigan, but he works for Crawford Broadcasting, and I think that his show is aired on dozens of stations across the entire nation for Crawford Broadcasting. And he focuses a lot on politics, and he focuses a lot of Christian apologetics. And one of his, more passionate topics is, in fact, abortion. And so we're really excited to have him as our keynote speaker for this event.
So when exactly is that, and where could more find out the details so they could sign up for it?
Yeah, so it's going to be Saturday, May 16th. The doors are going to open at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to start serving dinner at 7, and we hope to get the auction going by about 8 or 8:30. So you can find out more information on that on our website, prolifeman.org. Also, it's listed as a Facebook event on our Facebook page, facebook.com/prolifeman.
Okay, now very briefly, in the last 2 minutes that we have here on the program, on the show, could you just explain to us, explain to the audience, to those men that are watching out there who have a passion about this issue, but are afraid because of whatever social pressures there may be to come out and speak on behalf of those that can't speak for themselves, the preborn. What would you say to those men watching this show right now?
Yeah, so I would just encourage all of you men to go ahead and speak up. And there is going to be resistance, and at times it's intense resistance, and it's ugly resistance. But don't be afraid to speak up. But also don't be ugly. There's no reason to get ugly yourself. Treat people with mercy and with grace. And we have to speak up for these children. They're dying by the thousands every single day. And a little bit of resistance, I'm sorry, is not a good reason to not speak up for them. But if you want tips, tricks, please follow us, because we are constantly debunking these pro-abortion myths and lies that a lot of people believe. Even email us, and if you're asking for tips or tricks, and we'll respond and we'll connect with you. But we need men to speak up for these children.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Andy Griffith with Pro-Life Man. Thank you for joining us today on the show.
Thanks for having me so much, Christian.